Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another Gen S podcast. It has been a while. During this pandemic, it's been a little tough to get everybody here, but, we decided to bring us all together in this little Zoom meeting, and we're happy to have y'all back. I see everybody, and I see all these loving faces, all these cute guys in here.
Always.
Always.
Oz,
Always fun.
kinda, not really.
Always fun.
Yep.
All right, guys, we got some good stuff to talk about today. It's going to be a great day. I think we're going to lead it off today. Biggest surprise, sports, what really just stood out to everyone with all the sports starting up. What's really surprised you guys the most? Zach, you want to kick it off for us today?
I'll be happy to, buddy. A lot of sports going on nowadays, and the biggest surprise for me have to be the shirt. Miami Heat.
Woo!
Out of nowhere. Nobody thought they were going to be nothing. They were the 5 seed going in the playoffs in the bubble, and they're playing like the best team of basketball. They're 1-0 in the Eastern Conference Finals right now. They're just too hot to handle, man. They're just too hot to handle. No pun intended, but they're just too hot to handle. That's all for me, man.
Go ahead, Watts.
All right, for me, my biggest surprise, NFL Week 1, my boy Gardner Minshew. Minshew Mania.
Yes, sir.
Old boy showed out. The whole front office tried to make the team tank. He said, "No, sir. Put the jorts on. Put the hair back." He said, "Let's go to town." Old boy won against a division rival. They were ranked last in the NFL, and he's looking good. I'm telling you, he might surprise some people. They're not tanking if it's up to him. But Jake, who's your biggest surprise?
I got to go with what I know, and I know coming into this season, I thought the Reds were going to be the best they've been in a long time. I didn't know that they were going to live up to the hype. Some people thought they were going to be one of the best teams in baseball. I didn't necessarily believe that. I did think they'd have one of the best staffs, one of the best pitching staffs in baseball. And the rotation's good. Trevor Bauer is doing what we knew he would, or what I knew he would. They're struggling with the bats. They're struggling out of the pen. Those are two things they haven't been able to do real well in a long time, especially the bullpen. They've had a couple bats that hit the ball well recently, but the bullpen's really hurt them for a lot of years, probably since their playoff runs back in, 2012 or whatever it was. They won the NL.
Yeah, 2012.
Yes. So, I mean, that's probably the biggest surprise for me is that they're really struggling when I thought they would be at least competing for their division. John?
Yeah, that was well said. For me, I think the biggest surprise, the Nuggets beating the Clippers. I'm not going to lie, guys. I had some good money on the Clippers winning the series. I lost that money, to say the least. Just a crazy series of events going to that Game 7. Crazy game. I think overall just really surprised a lot of people, honestly. And I think that the Nuggets have their hand full with the Lakers coming up soon.
Yeah. So. Can't get the Nuggets down 3-1. They did it twice. It's just can't do it. It's just a different mode when they get in that spot.
Yeah.
It's just a different mode.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so next we're going to do the biggest letdown so far in sports. So, I guess I can start myself off here. I'll go with baseball for me. I'm going in. I was going to say something about the Reds because I was one of those people that had really high expectations because they did swing the twig good last year. So I was like, okay, we got good bats. So now we got the staff. So we might actually have a run. Now we got the staff. Now they can't hit. So it's kind of – that's not what I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to the best team in Major League Baseball right now. I'm going to go to the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Los Angeles Dodgers, they're not a letdown. I'm not saying the Dodgers are a letdown. The Dodgers are so much better than everybody else, I think, in the MLB right now. But I'm going to go to their shining star here. I'm going to go – or supposedly their shining star. I'm going to go to Mr. Cody B here. See, look at this number right there. Okay, so last year he was probably the second best player in baseball, in my opinion, last season, only behind Mike Trout. And he did win the MVP last season for the NL, I think. Did he? Or was it Yelich? I think he – okay. But this season, he's just been anything but his former self. He can't hit the ball for anything. He's still hitting with a little bit of power, but he just can't get it done. I was expecting big things. He's young. You would think this would be one of his breakout years, but he's just kind of tanked it out. So that was just been one of my biggest disappointments this year.
I'll follow up because I'm kind of down that alley. Sticking with baseball, last year we had a guy that we knew he was good, but last year he was just off the charts, and that is Mr. Christian Yelich. Couldn't get him out. The guy looked like he was hitting a beach ball. Like, you couldn't miss the barrel. He hit everything. Unfortunate injury there last year cost him some time. I honestly believe he was going to come back this year and get at it again. And I have some stats here. Beating Mr. Cody Bellinger in worst hitter award. He's batting .209 this year. He's hit 10 home runs, which isn't bad for the shortened season, but he's hitting .209 average, whereas his career average is .297. So I don't know if, late start, I don't know what it was. I know it's been hard for people, but there are guys that are hitting it really well this year. Christian Yelich is not one of them, so that's a big letdown. Or for me, it is.
For me, I'm going to have to stick in the NFL. Biggest letdown, Baker Mayfield, week 1. I'm not saying I expected him to beat the Ravens, because obviously I don't think anybody would expect that. But, he just did not play well, and he hasn't played well for a while, man. Last game he had 189 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, and a QBR of 33.3. That's not a Heisman winner. That's not a number 1 pick. That's not a 3-year NFL player. Like, he's gonna have to start playing better if he wants to keep his job in Cleveland. There's already rumblings around the league, already some talk in Cleveland. People aren't very happy with this, and they shouldn't be. The Browns have been the Browns too long. Baker Mayfield's on his 4th head coach. At a certain point, it's not the Browns. At a certain point, the quarterback play is on the quarterback, and it's a big letdown. I didn't expect him to win, but I expected him to play better than that.
Yeah, it was well said. Well said. Biggest letdown for me, I think. I'm sticking in the same realm I was already in. I've been following the Clippers a lot this season. I had some big expectations for them. I'm not gonna lie, I had some big expectations. I maybe even saw them, going pretty far, maybe going head to head there with the Lakers down the road. But who's to say? Let me down there. Seeing them lose that Game 7 really just made me think about a lot of things in life, not only. But I think that's really just what let me down the most there. I can't believe that they lost that game. I'm still a little upset. I'm not going to lie, guys.
Playoff P, baby. Playoff P. Paul George I love him. Love the guy, but he's just not getting the job done. He's just not getting the job done in the playoffs. There was a shot. I can't pull it up, but there was a clip of him last night hitting the side of the backboard on the corner. Wide open corner 3, hit the top corner of the backboard. It was just rough. He's just having a rough time.
I hear there's a lot of wind in that gym, so it might have grabbed it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, and conference hall B at the Disney Resort, a lot of wind. Okay, so
on to the grand finale of this great, great podcast that we presented to you all today. It's going to be a would you rather concept. We got some options here. Okay, so would you rather? Okay, so let me put this in perspective for everybody. There's a one-on-one game, blacktop. We're out in Beechwood, balling up, and these two guys come to the court. LeBron James, Giannis, Antetokounmpo. They're both there. Who do you think's winning? Who do you have winning? LeBron, Giannis, Zach. What do you think? Who's winning the game?
It's a tough one, really.
It really is.
It's probably the 2 best players in the league. I mean, they each have their strengths and weaknesses, but it feels like, I mean, if LeBron's hitting, then he wins. But if he's not hitting, then Giannis wins. So it's kind of a, I don't know, it's a give or take. Because, I mean, Giannis just can't really shoot at all. So he can just sag off. But again, he can't sag off because Giannis is 5 inches taller than him. So, just depends. If I had to pick on a 1v1, I'd probably, if it was a 7-day-a-week thing, I would pick Giannis. Because LeBron's not going to be on every day. He's not going to hit his shots every day. Because you can kind of play LeBron in the mid-range if you're playing him on defense. Because he's not just going to stick it in your face every time. And for three, and his main thing is to go to the basket. So, and Giannis is the defensive player of the year. So, he's going to sag back a little bit. He can obviously hold his own in the paint. He won defensive player of the year. But I mean, LeBron can't do the same because if he sags down, he's just going to just put it right on top of his head under the goal. So, and Giannis has a little bit of a mid-range. He shot about 45% from the mid-range this year. So, it's not like he's just going to miss it every single time you leave it open. So, if I had to pick in a one-on-one situation, I would probably pick Giannis. But if he had a teammate, I probably wouldn't go with Giannis. That's just my thing. But 1v1 Giannis is winning that, in my opinion.
In my opinion, there's not been a player in the last maybe ever. It's a bold statement. There might have never been a player in the NBA that could beat Giannis Antetokounmpo one-on-one in a half-court setting. And here's why. Giannis is not a great shooter, but he consistently, when everybody knows exactly what he's going to do, he still scores all the time. He averages so many points a game, even though they know exactly what he's going to do. He's going to take it to the paint. He's either going to lay it up he's either going to dunk it like this, or he's going to do his little spin move and then he's going to dunk it. Or he's just going to go over you because he's 7 foot tall. So literally, here's the one factor. He's gotten so much better shooting from 12 to 18 feet. If he hits 6 out of 10 from 14 to 18 feet, you cannot beat him. There's no chance. You can't guard him. And he's the best defensive player in the league. So you're not going to – there are people in the league that can score on him. But very few people in the league can score on him and guard him because, first of all, nobody can guard him. But definitely none of those elite scorers that's, Giannis would score on LeBron, and he's one of the best defenders in the league. Giannis he's so big, and that's why – I don't know if you guys remember, but James Harden once said if Giannis was 6'6" or whatever he said, if Giannis wasn't 7 feet tall, he wouldn't even be in the league. That might be true. I mean, if he was 6'4", does he have the skills to be in the league? I don't know. He doesn't shoot it real well. He might be Ben Simmons. Basically, it doesn't matter, first of all, because he's 7 foot tall and he's got the skills like a lot of the guards besides shooting. So you couldn't guard him. Giannis, every time. 10 times out of 10. 7 days a week. 30 days a month. 365 days a year.
For me, I mean, I'm just going to keep it short because I don't have it much explanation other than this. I think more often than not, Giannis is a better shooter than LeBron. And I think Giannis is going to be quicker than LeBron. And I think Giannis is tall. I know Giannis is taller than LeBron. And anybody that's played one-on-one knows there's 3 huge factors. So I'm picking Giannis.
Anderson, what do you got to say, buddy?
You picking Giannis too?
Yeah.
All right. So, I thought I knew these guys. I thought I knew them very well before this very moment. But now hearing that, I don't know how well I really know them, guys. I mean, I feel like it was a pretty simple question. I mean, I didn't think there was a lot of thinking I had to do, really. I thought I was going to kind of go, a little 4-0. But now everybody's kind of turned their backs, and I guess they're just swinging the other way now. I guess the best way
We
to
can
say
still
it.
go 4-0 though. We can still go 4-0.
I mean, there's no possible way in the world you could go for it. All right, so here's what it comes down to. All right, LeBron James. He's number 2 all time next to me. So number 2 all time, LeBron. And you got Giannis. You know, sure he's tall, but he doesn't have these things right here. Yeah, I got him. And so you know who else has him? LeBron's got him. He's gonna bully him. It's gonna be like, it's gonna be like we got. Let me just think. It's like Dwight Howard and Nate Robinson. That's what we're comparing them to, strength-wise. LeBron is Dwight, and Giannis is Nate.
I do have a question.
man
I do.
is just juiced.
I do have a question. Is it make it take it, or no?
It's
It is make it take it. Yeah.
yeah.
If it's make it take it, then I got LeBron.
No way.
If it's make it take it, LeBron's just gonna back him down. I mean,
All right, so now we're realizing what would happen. I'm glad that everybody's starting to put the pieces together instead of taking them apart.
Giannis is not weak. And what is LeBron going to do when he backs him? What's he going to do when he gets him down there? He's not just going
I'll
to
take up and under.
dunk on his head.
It works every single time.
Actually, let me.
There's
Quick,
no
let me. I think it's close. It's definitely close. If it's make it take it.
Thank you, Zach. Look at that.
Tell me how he has no muscles. Tell me how this guy right here.
I never said he had no muscles. I knew that was not facts.
You said he'd back you down.
Look
Look
up a
at
picture of LeBron. Go on, Zach. Look him up. Look up LeBron muscle buff.
that.
Look it up.
I bet you if you compare
No, why would you have
James
this garbage? I mean,
and
garbage man is gonna pop up.
and like weights in the weight room, I bet you they're about
There's your picture,
What is this
buddy.
cap?
You better look up LeBron James right now. Zach. If we're looking up Giannis, we're looking up LeBron. It's
Okay,
that. Okay.
I will.
Anyways, back to
I
my
will.
point. This is going to be short and sweet. LeBron James, he wins it 21-0. It's that simple. 21-2. Look at right there. Look, this is him.
Giannis.
I'm so glad that we're getting to a realized point right now. Hey, look at that.
Okay.
Well,
He
that's
looks like Ronnie Coleman in that photo. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm glad that we're coming to our senses now.
no chance.
I think if it was make it take it, it'd be close, and I could see it going either way. If it wasn't make it take it, I really don't think it's close. If it's 21, I'd say if they were going 21, I think it'd be like 13-21. Like Giannis would win. But
If Giannis got the ball first in a game of 21, make it take it, there's a very realistic chance. I'd say if Giannis got the ball first and make it take a game to 21 against LeBron James, if they played 10 times, LeBron wouldn't score in 6.
that is blasphemy.
Okay,
It's
that's-
wrong.
That might be where we end. That might be where we end it right
Okay.
there.
I mean, I'm a Giannis fan, but that's cap. That's cap.
Okay, listen. Giannis is the most unstoppable player we've ever seen when there's 5 people on the court.
I mean, that's just not true, though. I
Who
mean,
are
that's
you,
not.
LeVar Ball? What are you talking about?
That's not a true
We
statement.
had Stephen A. Smith over here. I
Taller than
mean,
LeBron. 3, 4? How much longer is his wingspan?
I mean,
4,
nothing
5?
to do with it.
I mean, he's gonna miss. Like LeBron, like Giannis is gonna miss. He's gonna get the ball. It's not like he's just not gonna
Okay,
score.
here's a factor that makes a big deal. If it's street ball, LeBron might win. If there are foul calls, Giannis wins every time.
Every time.
Man, LeBron he's uncivilized. Is that what you're trying to say about him?
That's-
Wow, Jake. Thought you were a better guy than that. Thought you were.
I mean,
Wow.
Moral of the story: 3-1. One educated person, LeBron. That's really all there is to it. I mean,
6
I
out
thought
of
it was
10
gonna
might
be
have been a little steep. But when Giannis is on,
Any out of 10. Any of them 0.
if they played 10 times, he beat him 21-0 at least once.
I
okay,
don't know.
In a game,
I mean,
in a game of make it take it.
No.
no, there's no way.
No,
LeBron
no,
plays one
no.
basket. Whether
Absolutely.
that be luck or what, he would at least hit a shot.
Yeah.
That's the minimum he's gonna do.
If it's make it take it,
Yeah.
I don't think I would get shut out. I think he would miss a shot. Not shoot a half-court shot and make it.
If you played to make it take a game to 100, Giannis would beat you 100-0 10 times.
We could play to 1 and I wouldn't go. I would get shut out.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, that was a dumb stuff. But like in reality, like LeBron's one of the best players of all time. He's gonna one figure out how to get a stop, and two figure out how to put the ball in the hole. I mean, it's just as
No,
simple
I'm
as
not
that.
debating. I'm not debating that he wouldn't be able to figure out how to score. I believe he'd be able to figure out how to score. I'm saying 1 time or 2 times out of 10, he would not get the ball. Giannis would score on him 11 times in a row. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I'm not saying he wouldn't win.
No help.
No,
You have to think about it. With no help, how hard would it be to guard Giannis?
I'm not
Because
saying.
they're
No,
at least
no. You gotta listen. You gotta listen here. Like, I'm not saying it's like he's gonna. LeBron is a. It's not like you're overestimating the size mismatch too much. Like, I mean, I understand Giannis is 7 foot tall and he's as dominant as he is, but LeBron's still 6'8", 250. He's gonna figure out how to one get a stop, and two, he's probably gonna shoot a jump shot every now and then, and he's probably gonna miss. So
Maybe.
it's. I mean, even if he does try to back it down every single time, he's still gonna miss. Like he's gonna make a miss, and he's gonna get the ball. And he's gonna figure out how to score. It's not like, I mean, just because he's one of the best defensive players in the league doesn't mean he doesn't get scored on either. It's not like nobody can score on Giannis. It's not like he's just this complete bubble around the basket. He just puts a bubble around the basket.
I agree with that. LeBron would find a way to score. I just think LeBron would very much struggle to guard Giannis one-on-one. He would be, don't get me wrong. I think of everybody in the league right now, he would be in the top at least couple that I would want trying to guard him.
All right.
But I still think he would struggle.
I mean, everybody would, but it's just. But I mean, if he got the ball, LeBron could string together probably 21.
Right.
To be honest, if he wanted to.
Maybe.
I mean, he's what, third on the all-time scoring list. I mean, he's averaged almost 30 points a game for dang near 20 years now. So it's not like he can't score. I mean, he scores on Giannis all the time. I mean, he's played him before. He guards him every time, and he still averages probably 30 when he faces him. So it's not like Giannis is going to completely shut him out.
I agree. Haven't debated that yet. I think LeBron would absolutely score on Giannis. I just think one-on-one with no help, it'd be very, very difficult. Much more difficult than it is shown in a 5v5 game. It'd be much harder to try and guard him one-on-one with no help.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
if I put my money, if they just played one game to 21, if I put my money on it, I would bet Giannis. I mean, I agree with that. If they just played one time, even if it was make it, take it, or alternate, I would still probably bet my money on Giannis.
I would bet my money on Giannis, but I would not be surprised at all if LeBron.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't put my whole life savings on it. I wouldn't put both of my dollars in life savings on it. I'm just saying, I think if they played a 7-game series, I think Giannis would win in 5 or 6.
I agree with that.
We said, yeah. I think that we really covered every aspect of that game to the T. I mean, there's not much more we could have talked about on that topic. I mean, we really dug into it. And, I mean, great podcast, you know. I think we covered some really good stuff, and I'm happy to see all these faces. I'm really happy to get some content out to everyone out there.
It's good to be back, John.
Good to be back, man.
Good to be back.
Always nice to see these guys out here every once in a while. So, but Zach will be cutting it.
I am now.